Your Excellency Brice Oligui Nguema, President of APO founder member country, the Republic of Gabon, our host minister, member of the APO Ministerial Council and President of OPEC, Excellency the Vice President, Excellency the Prime Minister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Excellency Gabriel Mbaga, Chairman of CAPS, members of the APO Ministerial Council, heads and representatives of regional institutions, Madam President of CABEF, NJ Ayuk, Chairman of the Africa Energy Chamber, organizers of the Africa Energy Week, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I would like to begin by expressing our deep appreciation to His Excellency Brice Nguema and his government for offering to host the 4th edition of the Central Africa Business Energy Forum, CABEF, in the city that hosted the very first meeting that brought forth the African Petroleum Producers Association, APA, the precursor to APO, exactly 40 years ago this month. I would also like to express our appreciation to the Presidents of the Republic of Congo, Cameroon, and Chad for hosting previous editions of the CABEF. We thank the Secretariat of CEMAC and PRICEMAC for the guidance and support we have received so far in our collective quest to make energy poverty history on our continent. Thank you to the APO Ministerial Council and the Executive Board for your support you've given us. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, some 3 years ago, the APO Ministerial Council worried about the long-term implications of the global energy transition on our member countries, commissioned a major study on the future of the oil and gas industry on the African continent. Resulting from that study were 3 key findings. These were the challenges that the African oil and gas industry face today and for the near future. These are the challenge of funding, of technology and capacity development, and of markets. APO decided that we are going to take these challenges on frontally. And with the funding challenge, we went into partnership with Afrexim Bank to establish the Africa Energy Bank. For the technology and capacity development challenge, we partnered with our national oil companies, research institutions, and training institutions in oil and gas with the objective of creating, across the African continent, centers of excellence in oil and gas in the various sectors of the oil and gas industry. For the marketing challenge, we partnered with CABEF for the Central Africa Pipeline System. This is what I want to discuss in this place. Ladies and gentlemen, for over 70 years, we have been producing oil and gas and exporting it. As I sat down there hearing previous speakers, I wasn't sure whether I was happy or unhappy. Unhappy because I kept hearing about exporting. We produce energy to export to countries that are already far ahead of us in terms of development. We are not thinking of producing energy to give to our people, to raise them out of the poverty to something better. This thinking must change if Africa is to get out of the mess that it has found itself in today. If you look across the whole of the African continent, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, if you see the energy infrastructure, they run from the fields of production, whether it is oil or gas, to the seaports. The reason is simply these energies are being produced for export. not for our people. We have been made to believe that we are too poor to buy energy. There is nothing like we are too poor to buy energy. God gave us that resource, and we should attend to our people first before we attend to others. There is no one country in the world that has been able to break out of poverty without making energy available to its people. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole idea of the CABEF project is to see how we can bring the Central African states together, integrate them with energy infrastructure that will allow us to be able to move energy from areas of plenty to areas of need, not to move energy from Africa to Europe or to other parts of the world. This mentality must change. Yes, we need the dollars, but we have to prioritize. For 60 to 70 years, we've been sending this out. And it's only a small elite in our continent that can say that they are enjoying life as a result of the resources that God has given to us. I want to say that in Apple, and I have my minister here, there is a complete change of mind in how we go about doing things. And we want all African countries to join us in completely redefining our thinking in terms of energy and how to provide energy to our people. We don't believe that our people are too poor to buy energy. Even if they are, our leaders have a responsibility to empower them to buy the energy. Because once our people have access to energy, not just to light homes, but to do cottage industries in the villages and to do other commercial industrial activities, believe me, Africa will grow from being a third world to a first world. Like I said, I always recall Lee Kuan Yew when he became the president of Singapore. The first thing he said to himself is, my country is poor. I have to lift them from this stage to the first world. And to do that, my priority is to energize them. I will make sure that everybody has energy, ample energy to be able to do productive activity. Ladies and gentlemen, please, the era of producing energy to sell to the world and then use that money to buy luxurious things that does not uplift the living standards of the vast majority of our people is gone. Africa is changing, and we want to carry everybody. As we embark on this CABEF project, I want to appeal to all African countries, not necessarily APO member countries. In fact, in APO, we are thinking that we are going to go beyond just oil and gas producing countries. Even if you don't produce oil and gas and you are on the African continent, you can become a member of APO, because we are going to focus now on energy infrastructure provision. And you can't do that because between one APO country and another are some countries that are not members. So now our vision has changed. And on this, I want to appeal to all of us. Let us see this project as the catalyst to transforming the lives of the people of Central Africa. The West Africans have done it with the West Africa gas pipeline and the Trans-Sahara gas pipeline. Yes, you can say that they did it to eventually to go to Europe. Whether it is meant to go to Europe or it's to remain in Africa, the fact remains that other countries are able to tee these and get energy into their countries. Ladies and gentlemen, as I stand here, I want to commend SEMA countries that have so far given us the support in doing this. I want to commend the SEMAC Secretariat, Pre-SEMAC and others for the support you have given us in the last 2 years in what we are doing. And I want to appeal to our political leadership, to our business leaders, to our energy captains, that the time to move Africa forward is now. You have to do this even if you don't like it, because in the next few years, those to whom you are selling your oil and gas are going to abandon you. Thank you very much.